Wildcards. So this is the second video presentation that I'm doing. There are a couple of things that changed from the first one. This main page, nothing has changed here, but it will be quite easy to hook up the submission to this page. I have not done that, and a couple of other things, simply because the scope of the task is very large, and so I've decided to just include the things that I think are the most important, namely being able to submit to IPFS, to submit the art to IPFS, and 3box. So the crux of everything that I've done is in Artist tab. If you go to the Artist tab, then my profile hasn't changed from the first submission, but once again, you can easily add things from 3box profile in here, as well as any additional things that you want. In submit art, in the React code, I've added the submission to 3box persistent thread as well as to Pinata. One thing to note here is that we are using Pinata API key and secret key that we predefine, so that it is quite easy for us to pull every single submission of every artist in the admin panel. I've not implemented any filtering in the admin panel, but that would be quite easy to do as well. Once again, the scope was quite large. So let's demonstrate, let me demonstrate how the submission would work. So we write some name, we write some comments. Let's pick a whale. This is another thing that I've added, this drop down to be able to specify which animal you're submitting to. Selecting the art. Once again, you're only able to select JPGs, PNGs, and GIFs. Submit. If it is successful, give us this check mark, so everything's fine. If we go to the review submissions, we'll be able to see the submission that we have just made. This animal is the ID. So it is composed of a role and the name of the animal. That can obviously change, but this has to be unique per submit. Oh, there you go, Jason. Hi, Jason. You'll see this. Okay, what was I talking about? Yeah, this is how we uniquely identify the animal. We can also look at the pin explorer and see that our submission just now was successful. What I've added from the previous submission is this button over here, which upon clicking will open a persistent 3box thread that corresponds to this animal. This will be this is a public thread, which means that every artist will be able to see all of the messages, but they are not able to write in this thread. The purpose of this thread is to easily track all of the submissions per animal. So another important thing that I'd like to note here is that it was quite difficult to integrate React comments component here, because they don't use persistent threads, rather they use ghost threads. And I've been chatting to 3box team on Discord since Friday, and only now, which is Monday 9th of June, quite late in the evening, they've told me that there is actually a component. It is a chat box component that allows you to use persistent threads and that is definitely something that I would suggest using instead of what I have done. I've done a very hacky solution just to have some basic functionality in place. Still, this functionality enables you to pull all of the messages from the persistent threads, the authors, etc., and even information such as 3box user profile data, which includes DIDs, etc., that you can use internally in the code. But obviously I don't expose that in on the client side for the artist. Okay, so let's see how it works. Click on C. It loads up all of the comments for this particular submission. I've been testing since as you can see, since June 6th. So persistent threads are persistent, and that is why all of those things are in here. But as for the submission that we have just made, we can actually see it here. Name something. We can see the pin size, the timestamp. Another thing that I haven't figured out how to do just yet is how to pull this data, this picture from IPFS. I don't think Pinata allows you to do that. But once I figure it out, or you guys figure it out, it will be quite easy to embed an image in this chat as well. That is actually something very useful for your admin panel. You could include a column that would have the embedded image. And that is it for the artist part. For the admin part, nothing has changed there, but just for the purposes of demonstration, I'll go there. Once again, if you want to review the submission, all you have to do is select the status that you want to move the submission to, and the comment. Suppose we want to reject the submission that we've just made for whatever reason, and say, I don't know, not good enough. All we have to do is to click, and then we'll get response over here, or not. Okay, I'll have to fix this. I'll fix that. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you.